Melania Trump on Wednesday had a little event at the White House. She hasn't done many of those, right? She usually isn't even at the White House, but she held an event where she was supposed to be, honoring and showcasing these American-Israeli hostages that had been released. They're back in the United States. It was totally awesome. But she also decided to plug her book because her conversation with one of the hostages when she was initially released was actually featured, as she pointed out, in her new film, Melania. That, of course, is also known as box office poison. But Melania said that first meeting with Aviva Siegel served as a catalyst to the events leading up to Keith's freedom. It was clear that day in New York City that Aviva Siegel's human spirit would move mountains to rescue her husband Keith. It was an emotional meeting, and it is captured on camera and available to see in my new film, Melania. So then a reporter raised her hand and was like, hey, do you think it's appropriate to be promoting your film while we're supposed to be here talking about the hostages being released, and this is supposed to be like good, happy fun, and you're now promoting your film? You think that's okay? She didn't really have a good response to that, but now that the floor is opened up for reporters to ask questions, one brave reporter raised their hand and was like, I got a question about your relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. You're in the Epstein files, Melania. Can you tell us about your relationship with Maxwell? And it was at that very moment that aides to Melania Trump stood up and said, thank you, press. We were here celebrating the release and the life of those two incredible people, so let's honor that. And that was the end of the event, and Melania ran away. So the second a reporter asks about Melania being in the Epstein files, about her past relationship with Maxwell, where, of course, she had emailed her back in 2002 saying, hey, you looked great in this magazine shoot. Yeah. They didn't like that. They didn't want her to stick around for that. So they shut the press up, ended the event prematurely, and then had the audacity to say, like, we're supposed to be honoring the release of the hostages, when in reality, Melania was just sitting there promoting her stupid little film. They are terrified of the files. They are terrified of answering questions about the files, which, of course, is why Trump told us we all have to move on. We have to turn the page. And then as Governor Hochul's office in New York tweeted out, well, you're on that page too. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.